Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to you this morning. Um, Today, I thought we should harness or use or request all our veterans in our group to talk about leadership. Now, since we have you all here who have learned and practiced and experienced and learned from a lot from your rich experience, and I think you can share that with us. So when people watch when young people, the younger managers, or the younger leaders watch, they can learn something from you. So cool. So we have a lot of you, and let's start with I think senior most in age and in senior otherwise also, Commodore Chaturvedi ji. What would you like to share with people about leadership? Practical things which you have learned and which you have used in your career. So we'll give about 5 minutes to each person. So over to you, Kuldeep ji.
Sir, thank you. Good morning, friends. I just narrate some of the lessons which I have taken, I've gotten leadership learnings of mine. In the last posting of myself, I was as a Deputy Director General of NCC, Odisha. And there we have about 30 units, all the districts. And I had an idea that if we want our cadets, about 45,000 cadets, to have a better training, we should have a place where everything is available. For that, we required all the activities at one place. And that time it was all sheltered accommodation. So, and this happened when I was just, my whole tenure was only remaining about 6-7 months. Then I have this idea and all this part. So there was a clause that if I get the land from the state government at free of cost, then central government can fund us. This I discovered only when only 6-7 months were left. So I put this to my officers, and they say, no, there's no use. So, government cannot give you land, and they don't have for their own purpose. Why they should give you? That too you want at a nominal cost. Everybody, almost 90% was person who were opposing. I got it, got the land, and at present there's a huge NCC Nagar at Bhubaneswar, at one place, about 95 people residing in Bhubaneswar have got their army still accommodation. Our mess, our Jeshu mess, our canteen, our playgrounds, all are in one place, about 4.1 acres. So
Great.
what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we have an idea which looks difficult, very difficult, almost impossible. But somehow, if we are there, God manifests, universe manifests the methods, which I at that time didn't know. And surprising thing that when I got the land, everything was enclosed. It was difficult to how to get it done. I didn't know any idea. Incidentally, I submitting someplace at a high place. I met the person in charge there, and he was being requested by the head of the governor that please help him. And he came to us and said, "Tell me what you want." I said, "This I want." He said, "My responsibility." And before something had happened, everything was correct. And this is only about 15 days before the inauguration had to take place. So what I learned is that the things which seems impossible, but if we are honest, the help maybe from the universe, we don't know how, but it happened. How it is their responsibility. Our thing, I feel, that we should have the sincerity and the integrity. If that is there, an innumerable help can be possible. This is my learning.
Great. Thank you so much, Chaturvedi ji. So, couple of things which I can immediately pick out. What leadership qualities did he display? Commitment, determination, right? Finding out how to make it possible, attitude.
Yes.
Yeah. Never say die attitude, right? And not willing to accept that something is not possible. So these are some of the leadership lessons which I could take from what he had to say. All right. So who's next? Advice for young leaders or new leaders or leaders in general, from your experience. So who would like to go next? Yes, Captain Sentil, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. As Kuldeep sir said, these qualities I've seen in almost every officer, that quality of thinking that no, there is nothing impossible. In fact, when I was a man, when I wanted to become an officer, this was the first quality when I saw in other in officers. And being a man, I saw how can these people think like this? They don't take no as an answer, sir. Always every task or any task you feel this is not at all possible, but the officer will push it. He says, "Nahi, ye ho jayega. Work it out. Sit down, do some planning, and they will get it done." And I thought, if I want to become an officer, this is the first quality I should take. Instead of looking at what cannot be done, uh, look at how it can be done. So that is the first quality. And when I became an officer, in fact, when I went for my training, and I went with a lot of hopes. I wanted to become I wanted to get my sword of honor. Every cadet, when they go to the academy, they go with this dream. And being I was the topper in my Air Force as an airman, Air Force training, so I thought Army training also I would top it up. But when I went there, I saw so many, more cadets who have better skills, better determination. And I just give a small incident I have earlier shared, but there are new people here. So when I went for my first, physical cross country, that is which happens after 4 5 months in the academy. The whole academy goes for the cross country, and I came 273rd out of 400 or 500 cadets. That is all the two courses put together, juniors and seniors. I felt so ashamed myself. I said, I wanted to come and top the course. I wanted to become a sword of honor, and my running is so useless. 273rd, I couldn't digest that. But I didn't tell anyone. But I determined that day that I will improve my running before my next, cross country. And 4 months, I didn't miss even a single day of training. So every day there was an incremental improvement. And towards the end of the term, I came 30th out of 400 candidates in the second. This is a huge jump. In fact, my battalion commander during the interview said he has seen many cadets improving from second term to first term to second term, but he has never seen a cadet who has improved 243 positions to come as 30th and first in my platoon and fifth in my company. So he appreciated that day. I said anything is possible. You just have to decide. You just have to determine. That's it, sir.
Great. All right, great. Thank you very much. Hari,
I want
also
to
try
talk.
and emphasize on, other aspects of being a leader, other than courage and determination and commitment and always looking for possibilities and so on? Yes, Hari.
Sure, sir. Sir, important. I want to cover 2 points, which is important attributes of leadership, which I learned from doing. One is that as a leader, you need to leave without any trace. Whatever you're leading, at some point in time, you have to leave completely to someone. And when the things pass on, you should not have any attachment towards it. What I mean by that is, leader will be is not by leading, he is to develop others. When the time comes, he has to pass on the baton and leave that completely. Even after passing on the baton, he cannot be saying, no, okay, you did that right. No evaluation. Only then the people will look up to you as a person who did this, and then handed over to the right person, and then at the right point, and then left and gone. This is one aspect. The second aspect is, when you are leading a man, you cannot you have to keep the heart out and then say, engage the men without any of this thing. That's why army training is considered tough and all that. There are 2 aspects to it. One is you have to be self-leadership also. It helps because there are whatever you call negative as pain, sorrow, or sadness, all comes in, cripples in only when there is idle mind. So moment when you are engaging yourself, as well as these things will not be forming part in your own self. At the same time, when you do, handle so many men also, if you keep them engaged without any allowance for comfort for them, the same thing happens. They will not be there won't be any pain, there won't be any sorrow. I'll give an example. When we did a practice camp in a high altitude area, I already told this many times. There were 300 men. Their leaves were cancelled. All were together, and then high altitude. We had to go every day. We had to pick the guns. I mean the 162 field gun, artillery gun, to a place which is 10 kilometers up the hill. Already high altitude. We need to have the 7 days acclimatization. All we didn't do any of that because we had training in a tight schedule. So we had to move the guns every day, fire, come back evening, rest the guns, and again do the routine for next day. Like that, we had to do for 15 days. And all the people who have gone on leave also coming directly to that place. But none of them reported sick because we all were surprised that with such a difficult conditions, people didn't report sick because everybody were engaged completely. So these are the 2 things which I wanted to pass on as something which would be of help to others. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. So now let me request Colonel Raj. I was wondering when he's going to raise his hand.
Namaste. There are a number of
Namaste.
people here who are recent and current, and somehow as things. So oldest one has spoken, and there are many young people who are more wise and fresh knowledge because they just left the services.
Okay,
and come.
okay. You talk about leadership.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, leadership. That's why I didn't rise. Why I said I didn't rise is that okay, the opportunity come. The first and foremost quality which in my experiences I have seen is, instead of I, me, mine, first one has to change into we, us, and ours. First, we have to condition ourselves to start thinking like that. Your own sacrifices, your own selfishness means you are setting an example for others. There is a larger interest of the group or the team is paramount, much above individual things. So that means individual sacrifices puts in, enhances the team cohesiveness and competence. A collective ability to collectively perform far better than what individually perform and some of the individual performance. So collective performance is that. So how do we achieve? Firstly, the leader has to emerge from the team. That means the leader has to be part of the team. First, he must consider or she must consider, I am the team. I am here. I am not the leader here. So you are one amongst them. You are not a leader. First and foremost, that leadership thing should get away from your mind. You should be one among them. Equal. Everybody is at par kind of a thing. You need to have a compassion, you need to have a selflessness, and you need, above all, you need to be honest, committed to the cause. There is a common cause. Not necessarily there is a task ahead. Every day there is a common goal, commonness. So you should get committed to that. The fourth thing which I feel is you should, show compassion, because everybody is not as strong as thing. Because you are acquiring a team, you are not build. Thereafter, you are building a team. Something you acquire, because it is not your choice. You get a team because somebody is going to recruit and give it to you. So he is also part of your team. So you must remember the weakest link is should be made the strongest. Then the team collectively becomes strong. So for that again, everyone should have that feeling that he is as good as I am, or is as important as I am to the team. And the leader must, I mean, whoever is there in the team, must walk the talk. So walk the talk means you need to be again sincere and honest. It is not that dikhawa. You read something in the book and then you start preaching that. What you preach, you follow. This is a practice. That is very, very important. And another important thing which very often we fail is appreciating and commending the performance or the contribution, however small it is. You must identify a weak link in that thing and appreciate that person or commend his performance so that you boost his morale, boost his self-confidence. Ensure there is no weak link in this thing. If there is a weak link also, he doesn't feel that is a weak. There are others who feel the other person is also equally competent. So there is a collective wellness, collective competence is very important. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, who else? So we have a lot of veterans here with a lot to share.
Sir,
What is it that people can learn from you about leadership? Yes, Vipinji.
sir, a leader is a dealer of hope in the eyes of people. And people expect from him to perform from them. At the same time, leader is evolved, as Sir said, it is very true. He always carry people along with him to develop more leaders. If he is a single person not developing people, he is not a leader. At the same time, I will apply a small formula here to explain it. 80-20 rule. If there is a group of 100 people, out of them 20 people will be more aware than the 80 people. And out of that 20 people, if you apply again 80-20 rule, there will be 4 or 5 people, those who are active. There is one person who is going to take the call. He is the leader. Around him, 4 people, those who follow him. Around him, those who follow him without saying anything, they understand him. And then around them, there are 16 people who follow the command, and there are 80 people who are getting the benefit of this group. And this keeps on shifting. Out of 80, few will become progress towards next batch, and more leader will be formed. That's it from my side, sir.
Thank you. Navalesh, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Sir, one main thing actually again, and from one of the incidents in my own career, trust and empathy are 2 factors which a leader should have. There was a operation where I had a very small team and a large area to search. So I trusted my buddy. I told him, you go that side and you do the search. During the search, there was accidental fire, he got shot. So it was purely accident, which I know on the ground. I was a man on the ground. I knew it was accidental. And the entire, it's a usual thing, entire environment was trying to blame the people. So I stood in front of him and took the blame on me. Because he was a very young guy. If he would have been blamed, he would have been thrown out from the army. So I empathized. I could visualize what would happen if he would have gone home. So I think trust and empathy is again 2 main factors of a leader. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So who's next? So we have lots and lots of veterans here with lots of learning to share. What about Ramesh?
सर वैसे तो सबने बता दिया सर, बट मैंने जो अभी तक का सीखा है सर, मुझे ये लगता है कि वन हैज टू बी वेरी जेन्युइन, चाहे वो जैसा भी है। ट्रस्ट और कंपैशन ऑलरेडी कवर कर लिया है। और दूसरी चीज़ है सर, एक्सेप्टेंस होनी चाहिए हम में, और एक नंबर का बदमाश होना चाहिए हम लोगों को। क्योंकि इस लीडरशिप की जर्नी में सर, हमें अगर कहीं दिक्कतें या चैलेंजेस आती हैं जहाँ लीडरशिप क्वालिटी एक्चुअली चाहिए, तो वो यही है जो हमें सिखाते हैं जो ये बदमाश और खुराफाती लोग होते हैं। तो वो क्या सोचते हैं, कैसे हैं, उनकी साइकोलॉजी, वो क्या कर सकते हैं, वो उसका पता होना चाहिए। तो उसके लिए वो सीधापन अगर हम हमारे अंदर रहेगा सिर्फ, तो वो काम नहीं आता है। उसके लिए तो सर उन्हीं की तरह, बदमाशों की तरह सोचना और वो आना चाहिए सर। तो मैं समझता हूँ ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हमें एक नंबर का बदमाश होना चाहिए, खुराफाती होना चाहिए अपने दिमाग से, और साथ ही साथ एक्सेप्टेंस होनी चाहिए कि हाँ, ये बदमाशियाँ लोग करते हैं, ऐसे भी लोग होते हैं, ऐसा स्वभाव और नेचर भी होता है। इन सबको ध्यान में रखते हुए सर मुझे लगता है हर इंडिविजुअल को आप डिफरेंटली ट्रीट करें, उनकी इंडिविजुअलिटी के हिसाब से, जिसकी जो कमी है, जिसका जो नफ्स है, कमज़ोर नफ्स, उसको पकड़ करके यदि चलेंगे, तो मुझे लगता है कि कोई मतलब ये जर्नी विल बी अ वेरी ब्यूटीफुल वन एंड वी विल बी एबल टू इंस्पायर लॉट्स एंड लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल सर। That's all, sir.
Thank you so much, Major Narayanan. Next,
Morning, sir.
we'll come to you, Abhinav, after that.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Not to recall incident involving leadership, but after hearing a lovely anecdote by Mr. Ramesh, I thought I'll have to speak something about Badmashi. because our unit had just returned from the valley, and as it normally happens, we've been having some mismatch of certain parts of some rifles, some parts missing, some gola we not been able to account for. Because when we fire in a valley, even the operation also, some parts get missed. So unit has just come down to Alwar. So audit takes place. Audit is always done by the local guys, that is local audit guys, who are part of the LAO, they say, local audit office. They got no knowledge about defense, but those are the guys who will come and audit. And they don't have anything to do about operations also. So naturally they raise a few objections. And I was the quartermaster at that time. So I referred to my CEO. And then he said, call them over for a discussion. And then I called them over for a discussion. And then they said, this is the list of discrepancies. And we're going to publish to the army headquarters. And then I let my senior JCO. So I spoke to my CEO. So CEO is a very cheeky, tongue-in-guy, humor guy. He said, don't worry, just give it. But do let me know whenever they're leaving the unit. So promptly, I just gave them whatever they said. They came with some vehicles. We gave them whatever they want, some few rations and a few kambal, machadani and all. And then I said, sir, they're about to leave. He said, okay, stop the gate, stop them at the gate, RP gate, regimental gate. We called the army CMP, Corps of Military Police. CEO gave a call, and then immediately the CEO of the Corps of Military Police sent his team there. These guys left the unit. They left our unit. And after 3 kilometers, there's a check post. Normally, people don't check the vehicle of LAO because they think they're God's own shit. That's what the military terminology they use. So their vehicle usually they'll not be checked. So my CEO spoke to the CEO. The boom barrier was stopped. Boom barrier was brought down, and these guys were checked. They are found to be in possession of all things which they just could not account for. So a lot of telephone calls for the next 1 or 2 hours. And then finally they came back to the unit, gave all those things, and then gave an unconditional letter saying that all discrepancies have been sorted out. Your unit is clear of all this thing. So Badmashi is one word which immediately triggered those things in my mind. So you'll have to pay back the same coin, and you'll have to speak to them in the language that they understand. Thank you, Colonel Ramesh, for having that has made me remember. Thank you, sir.
All right, great. So as we come to the end, I think Abhinav would like to say something, even though he's not from the armed forces. He's the son of a senior armed forces officer. So let's see what he's got to say.
Well, I did know that this is only for the armed forces people. Because in the armed forces, you talk about leadership. Outside, you don't talk about leadership. But if I look at my father, then one quality which when he was in the in the Air Force, I did not notice, but when he became a corporate person, I noticed is that which is like care for everyone, like treating everyone as your own child. I remember when he was one of the founder directors of a Polaris software company called Polaris Software. So in around 2000, the company decided to go public. So obviously, when the time some shares are given as a promoter share. So he got some good amount of promoter shares. Now, my father ensured that even those who were drivers in the company, those who were peons in the company, they also get at least 200 promoters, 200 shares. Those when the finally in 2001 when the opened, so sorry, 2000 when the when the shares were opened in the market in the stock, those 200 shares were worth 4 lakh rupees at least, 4 to 5 lakh rupees. So many of the people could send their children, all those drivers and all those peons and all, low degrees could send their children for good education. Some of them could buy houses. Some of them could, I remember one who used to come to our house many times, could pay off his own loans and he became loan free. I think one quality of leader, and even today he's 86 years old and he's well respected by all those people. He's retired at the age of 75 from the company. Even he's well loved. Respected and it's a good term, but what a leadership is like. He's actually loved by the people. Even when we go to Chennai, even now, we are treated like a VIP by the company always, though he's no longer part of that company. So that is something he learned from his armed forces. Like, बच्चे आपके साथ
Okay,
हैं, जो
okay,
आपको-
okay. Got it. Point taken. Thank you so much, Abhinav. Okay, Hasina ji.
Yeah, I said for a civilian people, the leadership is practice before you preach.
Practice before you preach. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So, one of these days we'll have a discussion between Abhinav and Gautam about politicians, but that'll be separate, not today. Yes, Suresh, last words. After that, we have to close. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Leadership, according to me, is motivating whoever we contact or whoever contact us, in any way.
Got it. Got it.
Without judgment. In my view, you are one of the leaders. Like you are motivating so many people every day, and I have seen for many years. Maybe people those who are following. Sometimes they get disturbed and go away. But again, there is no replacement to the leader. They have to come back. So according to me,
Okay.
yeah, that is the kind of, I can say openly, I'm these days, on and off kind of thing. But there is no replacement to Sukhdeepak Malwai. So I have to I have to come and discuss, share, you motivate, according to me, more than lakhs. So
All right. Thank you, Suresh. And today, I think we will not do the Shairi because we are running out of time. Thank you very much. Save your Shairi for tomorrow, Kuldeep ji and Hasina ji. So thank you very much, everybody, for being there. And I will urge all our retired veterans to dig deep into their experience, because I am 100% sure you'll have a lot more leadership gold nuggets to share with us in subsequent sessions. All right. Today it came as a surprise. So you shared what came on top of your mind. But I promise you, if you look into your experience, there is so much that you have learned, and not only learned, there's so much you have practiced, but you probably take it for granted. Ki bhai, ye to normal hai. So you don't feel like it's worth sharing. But I promise you, the little things, man management, material management, you name it, strategy, all aspects of leadership you guys have learned and practiced. And some of you are still serving and you're still practicing it. No? There's a lot more you have than you think you have. So when you dig deep into it, you'll realize, oh yeah, I could have told that. So we'll wait for that to come, maybe tomorrow or day after. So be ready. Thank you, Kuldeep ji, for starting it off very well today. Thank you, everyone who shared. I'm deeply grateful for your participation. See you tomorrow morning. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. God bless